we have left out with one lesson, so we'll be covering that lesson, okay, from science chapter, and then we'll do the social detail answers, right? We'll quickly
Okay,
do the
ma'am.
revision and then you can take up the test. So now I'll present my screen, and we'll start with the lesson. Can
Okay,
you,
ma'am.
is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Okay, so the later chapter we were discussing about the structure and function of living organism, that is animals, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, are you clear with that? There's no doubt.
Yes,
Yeah, we were discussing about different systems involved in human beings, and then how it has been functioning, how it is supporting the life of humans and all that. Yeah, so now we'll be
yes, ma'am.
discussing about the structure function of plants. Okay, so here is an activity that's been given. Write the names of 3 flowering plants and non-flowering plants. Can you name at least one flowering plant and one non-flowering plant?
Ma'am, rose is a flowering plant,
Okay.
dandelions,
Okay.
and
Non-flowering
that.
plants?
Ma'am, non-flowering plants are, ma'am, I do not know the name, but I know how they.
Okay. Any other, do you know what is that plant name?
Ma'am, I do not remember.
Okay, no problem. So that is what we'll be discussing today. Okay, how the plants and all. Okay, how are they classified? Huh? I'll give you more examples of non-flowering plants in the later lesson. Okay. So first we'll
Yes,
look
ma'am.
into the flowering plants. Okay. So you know how the structure of the plant is, it right? From your lower class, you've been looking into that. So there are two systems. One is the shoot system, another one is the root system. So I'll highlight it for you. So one is the root system and the shoot system. What are the two systems involved?
Ma'am, root system and shoot system.
Okay. So the root system, it grows below the ground, isn't it? So
Yes,
what do you
ma'am.
think is the function of a root?
Ma'am, it consists of roots which absorb water and minerals from the soil.
Very good. Yeah, this is the key point. Okay, it main function is to absorb water and minerals from the soil and distribute it to the rest of the parts in the plant. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
can you read out the functions of the root? What are the functions of the root?
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm.
It holds the plant to the soil. It absorbs water and minerals from the soil. It acts as a storage organ of food material. Some plants. It binds the soil together so that it does not get washed away during rain or get blown away by the winds.
Okay, so can you give out some functions?
But, ma'am?
Yeah, so you read the 4 points, right? So can you summarize those?
Ma'am, it doesn't let the shoot system like fall on the ground. It
Okay,
let
it
it
holds
hold.
firmly to the soil. Then
Yes,
one more main function is absorbs the water, minerals and distribute it to the plants. It also acts as a storage organ of food materials in some plants. Okay. So based on the root system, so that this is the main function and the structure of the root system. So now I said, no, the plants are classified based on the root system. Now we'll say how are they classified. Okay. First one is the tap root system. It's classified into two main types. How the root system is classified? It's classified into two main
two main.
two main
Yes,
systems. Okay, one is the taproot system and the other one is
ma'am.
the fibrous root system. Okay, so can you see the picture over here? This is the taproot system. Can you see?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so can you see the parts? Okay, the thicker part is known as the primary root. Okay, and the branches like thing that is coming out of the primary root is the secondary root. Okay, and the small hair like things that's coming out of the secondary root is known as the tertiary roots. Okay, so this is how
Yes,
the taproot system looks. Okay, so a number of plants, it is observed the seed germinates into a single root, grows downwards to the soil and branches. Okay, it gives rise to many lateral branches. From this is called as the taproot system. Okay, so it's very simple,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
so some examples are given: pea, plant, mustard, bean, and gram. Okay, all these are taproot. They have the taproot system. Now we'll look into the fibrous root system. Fibrous root system, um, see, when a seed is germinating, okay, several roots grow out of the same time. So in taproot system, we saw that as the seed is germinating, one root will come out and it will give rise to many lateral roots. But here, as the seed is germinating, many roots will emerge out at the same time. Okay, so such
Yes, ma'am.
arrangement of root system is known as the fibrous root. Okay, so what are the
Yes, ma'am.
examples are? Wheat, rice, grass, maize, all these are examples. Okay, you can highlight that one because it might be
In the exam.
asked in your questions. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
the activities we'll see in the later. Now, so this is how, okay, you can do this activity. Okay, you can take one bee plant, keep it in a wet cotton, so you can see how the root is germinating. You can see one root is coming out of the seed, okay, germinating. Okay, so that is the tap root. Okay, so one more thing is like you can take out wheat, okay, wheat, and then you can keep it in a soaked wet cotton, and you can see observe how is the root system there. Okay,
Okay.
so these are the activities mentioned in your book to understand, make you understand more about the fibrous root system and the taproot system. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now we saw that in a function, the root also acts as a storage, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Now we'll see how it is acting as a storage. Okay, so you love carrots, potatoes, beetroot, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Those are actually roots. Okay, it is modified in such a way to store the food. Okay, the roots are swollen, fleshy. So all the nutrients that is required for the plant are stored in the root. Okay, so that is what we get it as sweet potato, carrot, and all that. Got
Yes,
it?
ma'am.
Okay, so now
Yes, ma'am.
certain roots are modified according to the plant's needs. Okay, so that is called as roots modified for support. Now, have you seen a banyan tree?
Yes, ma'am.
So it has something unique. What is it?
Ma'am, it has some kind of rope
Yeah,
which
it
doesn't.
it can, yes, you are right. It consists of roots hanging, yeah, or rope like roots that's been hanging down from the branches. These what do you think is the need of these roots? Why
Ma'am,
it is not growing downwards last like in other plants? Why it is growing downwards?
ma'am, they act as a pillars and prevent the long branches from bending down.
Yeah, so you know the banyan tree is like very large. It's spread out. Yes, it branches are spreading out. So in order to balance the weight, okay, to hold the branches firmly, the roots are growing downwards to hold it up to the grounds. Okay, so these roots are called as prop roots. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the next thing we'll be seeing about the parasitic roots. Parasitic roots are nothing but it is a root arises from the stem and penetrate into the stem tissue of other plant. Okay, they take the nutrients from the other plant in order to support the host plant. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
you got it. So these are in simple method they have called as sucking roots.
Yes, ma'am.
Got it. Okay, so now we saw about the tap root system.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I mean the root system. So there were two main kinds of root system. What are they?
Ma'am, shoot system and root system.
No, no.
Ma'am,
Root system is classified into two
Ma'am,
Two major
fibrous root
methods.
system,
Taproot
taproot
system
system.
and taproot
Fibrous root
system and
system. Fibrous root
very good.
system.
Okay. So we saw a few examples. Can you give some examples for taproot?
Ma'am, taproot are bean, gram.
Okay.
Yes.
And fibrous root?
Ma'am, wheat, rice, grass.
Very good. Okay. So now also we saw how is the root functioning in different ways. One, it acts as a storage. Another one, it is modified to support. Okay. And it's
Yes.
also parasitic roots. Okay. So these are modified according to the needs of the plant. Got it?
Ma'am.
Now, are you clear with the root system?
Yes, ma'am.
Now we'll move on to the shoot system. Okay. The interesting part in the plant. What we see above the ground is known as the shoot system.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So what do you see above the ground in the plant? What are the parts that you see?
Ma'am, a stem,
Hmm.
leaf,
Hmm.
flowers, and a fruit.
Very good. Yes. So that is what we'll see one by one. First, we'll see the stem. How was the stem structured and how was being utilized by the plant? Okay. The main part of the shoot system that grows upwards the ground, so that is called as the stem. Okay, so the stem bears the leaves, fruits. Okay, it in a irregular or regular intervals. Okay, so those are from where the leaves arises. Okay, such places are called as nodes. Okay, the portion between the two nodes are called as the internodes.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you clear with nodes and internodes?
Yes, ma'am.
Where the leaves arises in a regular interval or irregular intervals are called as nodes. Okay, the space in
Yes,
between
ma'am.
each node, different nodes, is known as the internode. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
now for example, in the smaller plants that we in the shrubs, we call it as stem. When it is in larger trees and all, we call it as trunk. Okay, the
Yes,
thick
ma'am.
the covering we'll see, no, the rough covering over the trunk is called as the bark. Okay, why is the need of the bark? Is to protect.
Ma'am, it's protection for the stem.
Yeah, protection. Okay, protection. Can you read out the functions?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
It keeps the plant straight and function of the stem. It keeps the plant straight and upright. It transports water and minerals absorbed by the root to all parts of the plant. It holds the leaves in such a way that they obtain optimum sunlight for performing photosynthesis to manufacture food. It transports food prepared by the leaves to all parts of the plant. In some plants, it stores food. The stem of young plants, when green, can perform process of photosynthesis to manufacture food.
Okay. So can you simplify? Can you summarize? What are the functions?
Yes, ma'am. It keeps the plant upright and straight. It transports all the minerals, water collected from the roots to all parts of the plants. It holds the leaves in such way that they obtain sunlight so that they can manufacture the food.
Hmm.
It transports food prepared by the leaves to all parts of the plant. In some plants, it stores food. The stem of young plants, when green, can perform the process of photosynthesis to manufacture food.
Of food. Yes. So you understood about the functions. How the what are the functions of the stem? Yeah.
Yes,
So now there are two activities given. Okay. How is the first activity, like how important is the sunlight for the plant growth? Okay, when you keep a potted plant facing downwards, after a while, okay, you can see the plants or the leaves are growing towards the direction of the sunlight. Okay,
yes, ma'am.
It grows upwards. Even though the plant, the potted plant is downwards, you can see the leaves are growing upwards, that has been towards the direction of the sunlight. Okay. One more activity is like you can take up a twig. Okay, keep the twig in dipped in a colored water for 2 to 3 days. Okay, and when you observe, you can see the color water is being transported. Okay, so you
Yes,
can
ma'am.
conclude that the water is being supported by the I mean transported by the support of the stem to the leaves. Okay, now you got it. So now we'll see how the stems are being modified. Okay, how we saw the roots are being modified according to the various necessities of the plant, like for storage and to support or parasitic roots. Now we'll see how the leaves are modified in plants. Okay, so the modifications of leaf. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
here the stem that stores food. Okay, the stem that provides support, the stem that manufactures food. Okay, same like that, how we saw in the root, stem that stores food. In some plants like ginger, potato, the entire stem remains under the ground. Okay, so only the
Yes, ma'am.
leaves and the flowering parts are above the ground, so it stores, it acts as a storage for the plant. Okay, as it is present below the ground, it looks like root, but however this ginger and potato are not actually the stem, they are the nodes, and the internodes are the scaled leaves. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
interesting, isn't it? Next
Yes,
is the stem that provides support. So have you seen the tendrils, I mean like a spring like thing that coming out of the plants? Have you wondered why
yes, ma'am.
are they coming out like that?
Yes, ma'am.
So, okay, in weaker plants, like for example, the very good example is a pea plant. Okay, you know the stems are very tender. Okay, it cannot support it, the whole plant. So these tendrils, what will they do? They'll act as a support by supporting it. Okay, they're called as the tendrils that grows from the stem. It is like a coiled structure. It gives external support. Okay, it coils itself to the nearby plant like a branches. Okay, so that it holds the plant, like how we hold the money plant with a twig, I mean with a twine, no, to give
Yes,
it
ma'am.
more support, same like that. Okay, a stem that manufactures food. In some plants like cactus, the stem, the leaf shaped. Okay, it's fleshy and green. Yeah, the
Yes,
leaves are
ma'am.
modified as thorns. The stems are like thick, fleshy, to store up. It manufactures. Actually, because here the leaves are modified into thorns. So the stem takes up the duty of preparing the food for the plant. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So here's an activity given. A piece of a ginger. And you have to read it carefully. Give reasons why it is not a root and why it is a stem.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So one more. Okay, now we'll see, look up the leaf. We saw the stem. How is the leaf? How are the stem? What are the functions of the stem? How are the stem being modified? Okay. Now we'll look into leaf. Okay. So the leaf are mostly green colored. It is broad, flat in shape. They grow up from the shoot from the point called node. There are younger and smaller leaves are found in the upper parts of the plants, whereas the oldest one are looking down. Okay, it's been located downwards. As the trees, as the plants grows up, obviously the new leaves will become older. As the plant gives rise to the new ones, it will be located in the upper part of the plant. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now, so this is the structure of the leaf. Can you see, can you just observe and tell me where is what and all parts are located in the leaf?
Ma'am, midrib tip, lamina, veins, petiole.
Petiole. So where is the petiole located? Why? Okay,
Ma'am,
from looking at the leaf structure itself, you tell me what is the function of the petiole might be.
ma'am, it is a node.
Okay,
Ma'am,
so
it.
it attaches the leaf with the stem. Okay, the petiole. Okay, what is the function of the midrib? It
Ma'am,
supports the veins.
yes,
Yeah, please
ma'am.
tell me.
Yes, ma'am. It supports. I thought it was that it half the leaf and it supports it for
Yeah.
not getting like.
Okay. Now you understood the structure of the leaf. Okay.
Yes,
It contains a midrib and a petiole that supports the leaf to the stem. Okay. And
yes,
the
ma'am.
midrib which supports the veins. Okay. And there's a lamina. The lamina is an expanded flat part. Okay. The whole flat part. It's also called as a leaf blade or lamina. Okay. The veins. It's a fine network. The main function of the vein is for transportation of food materials, and also they support. Okay. Imagine a leaf without the veins, it will be like clumsy, no? So these gives the structure to the leaf. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'll read out the functions. You justify it. Okay. You
Okay, ma'am.
summarize it for me. It prepares food using carbon dioxide, water, and chlorophyll in the absence of sunlight. This process is called photosynthesis. The surface of the leaves have a tiny pores called stomata. These help in the exchange of gases during respiration. Okay, what is the
Yes, ma'am.
function of the stomata?
Ma'am, stomata, it is in leaves. There are very tiny, small pores which help in exchange of gases during respiration.
Very good. Okay, have you seen a people leaf as it shown in the first picture over here?
Ma'am, I haven't.
You haven't? Okay, fine. If you have, if you can find out this plant, sometime you might not have observed. Okay, if suppose if you could get this plant leaf, okay, put it in water, soak it in water. This is not this is the activity not given in your book, but I'm telling you, okay, to observe the veins. Just soak one leaf in a cup of water. Okay, maybe you
Okay,
can
ma'am.
change the water after 2 to 3 days. Okay, so soak it
Okay,
for
ma'am.
10 days. And when you take it out, okay, just with a small brush or the old toothbrush, just wipe away all the clumsy uh, leaf that comes out. I mean, the green color part, okay, that comes out. Then you can see a very nice network of the veins arranged. I had one, I missed it somewhere. Maybe in the, yes, it's over here. Right. Can you see this, Jasmine?
Yes, ma'am.
I did this with this leaf.
Okay, ma'am.
It'll look very nice. Maybe you can try it out.
Yes, ma'am, I can see through it.
Okay, I'll send a picture in WhatsApp.
Okay,
Okay.
ma'am.
Next we'll move on to how the leaves are modified. Okay. Um, okay. First one is leaf spine. Some plants like cactus, the leaves are modified as spines. Okay. Why it is modified, because it acts as a defense organ to protect it from the grazing animals, so that there is extensive loss of water in desert. Yeah, so in order to avoid that, and also to protect it from the grazing animals. Okay. The next one is the
Yes,
pitcher
ma'am.
plant, leaf pitcher. In pitcher plant, the sun dew plant possess highly modified leaf to trap the insects and digest it. Okay. They get the nutrients from these are called as insectivores plants. Okay, have you
Yes,
seen a
ma'am.
pitcher plant anywhere?
Ma'am, I've seen in games and
Okay.
like Venus flytrap.
Okay, okay. The next one is leaf tendrils. How we saw the tendrils in stem. Okay. And some, can you
Yes,
see there's a beautiful picture of the flower, Gloriosa. It's
yes,
highly
ma'am.
coiled. They help the plant to climb. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So the main function of this is to help the plant climb. Okay. Next is the leaf modified as a reproductive organ. In some plants like bryophyllum, the buds that produces, okay, the leaf. from where the buds, we already saw this in the modes of reproduction, yeah, in the previous lesson, I guess.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
so now we understood.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the meeting will end in 10 minutes. I'll be sending you one more link. You can join from that link. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so we'll complete this one, the flowers. Okay, we saw root. Okay, what are the two main systems in the root?
Ma'am, taproot and fibrous root.
Okay, now we know how the leaves are, I mean, the roots are modified. Then we saw the stem. Then what are the functions of the stem? How the stems are modified. Then we saw the leaf, how the leaves are modified. How is the structure of the leaf? Okay, now we'll see flower. Okay, you
Okay,
know,
ma'am.
the colorful and attractive part of the plant is flower. It is in different shapes, colors, and smell. Yeah, the fragrance. Now we'll see the parts of the plant. Okay, so the green color part that you see here, no, that holds the flower. Okay, so that is
Yes,
called
ma'am.
as the sepal. Okay,
Okay,
so
ma'am.
the main function of the sepal is to protect the bud before it blooms. Okay, it will be very tender, no, the petals. In order to protect that, the sepals will be closed. Okay, you understood?
Ma'am,
Yes.
like in summer, the rose, it is like this, and the bud is inside, and when winters come, it blossoms.
Yes, very good. That's okay. Now we'll see the petals. Okay, the second ring. This is the first ring, the outermost ring. Okay, this is the second ring. The brightly colored scented, like how we told about the rose. No, when it blooms, it look very bright. These attract the. Why the leaves are being? I mean, the petals are very much colored.
Ma'am, ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, they help in pollination.
Very good. They
Pollination.
help in pollination only because the insects plays a major role in pollination. Yeah. So in order to attract the insects, the leaf petals are brightly colored. Okay. Next, we'll see
Yes,
about the stamens. Okay. These are the third ring. The first ring is the sepal. The second ring is the petal. The third ring is the stamens. Okay,
must,
the stamens are the male part. Okay, male part of the flower. It has a bag like structure called anther. Can you see on the top? It's like over here. Yeah,
yes, ma'am.
this bag like structure called anther, and little tube like structure. Can you see the tube that holds it to the plant is called as the filament? Okay, the
Yes,
anther, the
ma'am.
anther contains pollen grains inside it. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
so there are two parts. One is the anther and the filament. Okay, the filament holds the anther to the flower. Okay, the anther,
Yes, ma'am.
inside the anther, it is like a bag-like structure inside which the pollen grains are located. Okay,
Yes.
next we'll see about the
Yes.
carpels or pistils. Okay, these form the fourth ring. This is the female part. Okay,
Yes,
first is the
ma'am.
stamen, next is the petal, then the
Ma'am, pistol couple.
no. What is the third one? What is the third one?
Ma'am, stem.
Third ring,
Ma'am,
stamens, then the
yes.
carpels or pistil. Okay, female part. Can you see this?
Mm,
Yeah, over here.
yes, ma'am.
1 minute, I'll change the color. This, yeah, the style in the middle, the ovary at the base. The ovaries at the base. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
okay. The stigma receives the pollen grains which germinate. First, the when an insect comes, okay, it drops the pollen
Yes,
grains over here. It's been transported through the filament. It reaches the ovule. Okay,
yes, ma'am.
ovule inside which the fertilization occurs and it grows into an ovule. The ovary bears some ball-like structure called ovules. The pollen grains fuse with the ovules and then the seeds are formed. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now is the pedicel. pedicel, it is a small stalk. This is the last end part of the flower. Okay, it
Yes.
supports the flower to the plant and putting it in a
Yes,
proper
ma'am.
position. Okay, the functions of the flower, I'll summarize it for you. Okay, it is a main organ of reproduction in the plants. Okay, it is grown in different plants, like for a decorative purpose. Okay, interior
Yes,
or
ma'am.
out exterior. It provides for the, it has been used for perfumes and scents production. For example, jasmine, lavender, rose. Okay, cloves, it is used as a spice in food. Then and some parts of the dried plant, the plants, I mean, few flowers are used as a medicinal purpose also. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
you understood.
Yes, ma'am.
Next, the seed. Okay, the seed, it is the hardest part of the uh, plant. It
Ma'am.
stores the food for its growth. When it finds a moist soil, it germinates and gives rise to an egg plant called as the seedling. Okay, from which the new
Yes.
plant arises.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now next we'll
Ma'am,
see up. Yes,
ma'am, it has also given stage of germination.
yes, very good. I missed out the point. You correctly confirmed. Okay, next is the fruit. Okay, after pollination and fertilization, the ovary grows into a fruit. Okay, so now we saw, no, when the pollen grain fuses with the ovule, it forms into a seed, and then, okay, pollination and fertilization, the ovary grows into a fruit. A fruit is defined as a mature and ripened ovary. So what is a
Yes.
fruit called?
Ma'am, ma'am, ovary.
Ripened ovary. A fruit is nothing but a mature or ripened ovary. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So what is the function of a fruit? Can you read that?
Yes, ma'am. It protects the seed against injury and other unfavorable climatic conditions. It helps in the dispersal of seeds. It stores food material, as in the case of tomato, apple, and mango. Fruits are edible part of the plant. Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, is there any plant that is very small, but I can find it in my fridge so that I want to grow a plant?
Okay, you want to grow a plant in your house?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll tell you. You get some coriander seeds. Okay, coriander
Okay.
seeds. You know how a coriander seed looks? Maybe when your mama, papa, when they go for market, okay, you can just tell them to get little thing. Okay, and then soak it in water for overnight, and then take it out.
Okay.
You have old, I mean, a plastic tub or something that's been not used,
Yes,
or you can
ma'am.
get mm, there's a bag. Okay, I'll tell you, I'll send you the link to where to buy that bag. Okay, mm, uh, for especially to grow the plants. You can take that. In case, you can take any old plastic bucket or something. Okay, and then put some
Okay.
soil, and then you have that coir, no, I mean, the coconut husk.
Yes, ma'am.
You soak it. Okay, you soak it for 2 to 3 days in water. You soak it in water for 2 to 3 days, and okay,
Okay.
and then you can take it out and put it over there. If you don't
Okay,
get
ma'am.
any fertilizer, if you have any fertilizer, I mean, manure. Okay, organic manure. If you don't get it, in that case, you can use this coir. It's very good. It has many nutrients in it.